A few months ago, I moved to a small town, a quiet place I'd never even heard of before. I didn't know anyone, but I needed a reset, something far from the city noise and stress. It looked peaceful enough. Small diners, old storefronts, a movie theater that still had a ticket booth. Scrolling through the local classifieds one night, I found a post. Night security needed. Sycamore Ridge Mall. I figured, why not? Seemed easy. Just watching empty hallways and camera feeds for a paycheck. I didn't ask many questions. Maybe I should have. Working the night shift there seemed like an easy gig. Just me, the silence, and endless hallways. But one night, that silence was broken, and what I saw still haunts me till this day. Every night was the same. I'd start my shift at 10 p.m., walk the perimeter, check the locks, and monitor the cameras. The mall was always empty after hours, or so I thought. Around 2 a.m., I noticed something odd on the monitors. A figure, standing near the food court. I thought it was a glitch, but when I went to check, no one was there. Just the faint smell of something rotten, like mold or wet cloth. Over the next few nights, things got stranger. Lights would flicker, doors I'd locked were found open, and I kept hearing footsteps echoing through the halls. I started to feel like I was being watched. Determined to find the intruder, I set up additional cameras and stayed alert. One night, I saw the figure again. This time, clearer. I approached, calling out, but it turned and vanished into thin air. Reviewing the footage, the figure didn't even appear on any camera. I went back to the incident reports from Sycamore Ridge Mall, trying to make sense of what I'd seen. No mention of a break-in, but I did find something odd. A report from 8 years ago. A guard logged an encounter with an unknown individual who disappeared near the food court. No follow-up. No name. Then another 4 years later, same words, same spot. But this one included a description. Tall male, wearing an old grey janitor uniform. He looked wet, like he'd been out in the rain. Said he had this strange stare, blank, like he wasn't really there. I realized I wasn't the first to see him, and I might not be the last. The day after I quit, I saw something on the news that stopped me right in my tracks. The new security guard, my replacement, was found dead inside the mall. But not just dead, ruined. His body was stretched out in an unnatural, almost otherworldly way. Like every joint had been dislocated and left twisted. His face, they said it looked peeled off, as if something had tried to wear it and gave up halfway. Police still haven't figured out what happened. No signs of a break-in, just a mangled body and one broken camera facing the food court. I worked night security at a mid-sized mall in a town not many people have heard of. I took the job because it paid decently and let me work in silence, something I thought I wanted. I've always liked being alone, and night shifts gave me a weird sense of peace. Though in this story, that changed very fast. The job was real simple. A few teenagers just trying to sneak in, a homeless guy once in a while. I patrolled the mall every couple of hours, but I always ended my rounds at the play area. I don't know why, maybe because it was bright and colorful and felt less dead. It was always empty, at least it used to be. Then the laughter started. At first I thought I was just tired. I remember standing near the play area, sipping some coffee, when I heard it, a soft giggle. Not playful, more like mocking me. It came from behind the tunnel slide. I called out, half expecting it to be some sort of prank done by a kid. Nothing, just silence. My stomach dropped. I checked the area, top to bottom. No one. But it still creeped me out. Next night, same time, I checked the security footage. Around 2:13 a.m., a child appears out of nowhere, just standing there, in front of the ball pit, not moving, just staring right into the camera. I rushed down to the play area, and there they were, tiny wet footprints, still fresh. My hands were shaking as I radioed it in, but there was no one to answer. I was alone. The following night, I brought a flashlight, and my voice cracked as I said, "If someone's here, you need to leave." That's when a ball slowly rolled out of the pit. I stood there, frozen. Then came the whisper, "Come find me." I don't even remember making the decision to run. My legs just started moving. I didn't think. I just ran. My chest was tight, and every breath felt too loud in that dead silent room. The laughter wasn't getting quieter. If anything, it felt like it was keeping pace with me. I didn't even think to look back. I just wanted to get out. I stopped sleeping. I'd go home and just scroll on the internet for answers, trying to convince myself I wasn't losing it. Eventually, I found a local news clipping. 1998, a boy named Ethan went missing. Last seen playing at that same mall. Disappeared without a trace. No suspects, no body. I looked at the grainy photo. A chill ran down my spine. I'd seen that face before. On my monitor. I tried to convince myself that it was over. That I'd imagined the whole thing. But every night, like clockwork, he'd appear again. Closer. Smiling wider. One night, I finally whispered at the screen, "What do you want?" The next night, the camera was empty. I actually smiled. Thought maybe I'd broken the pattern. I went home that morning and collapsed on the couch, completely drained. For the first time in weeks, I felt a little peace. But around noon, while I was half asleep, the TV clicked on. Just static. I assumed there was a power glitch or the remote slipped. I got up to turn it off, but as soon as I reached for the remote, I hesitated. For a second, I felt like something was watching me from behind the screen. I turned the TV off. I didn't look back. I haven't checked that camera feed ever since then. I do late night food delivery over the weekends. It's quiet work, usually uneventful. But last week, I got an order at 12:47 a.m. to a mall food court that's supposed to close at 10. That was my first red flag. The order came through one of the apps. 2 burgers, nuggets, and a milkshake. The pickup spot was labeled Food Court Table 6. Nothing else. The mall's side entrance was unlocked. No guards. No cleaning crew, just me and the sound of the humming lights. When I reached the food court, I saw them. 4 people, each sitting alone at separate tables. At first, I thought maybe they were staff on a break or late shift janitors, but something felt off. They weren't eating, just sitting perfectly still, not moving, not even blinking. I dropped the bag on table 6 like the order said. That's when they all looked at me, not at the same time, one by one, slow, mechanical, like they'd been waiting. I tried to act normal, give a small wave and turn to leave, but the hallway I used to get in wasn't there. Just small storefronts, no doors, no signs. I stood there, frozen, realizing something wasn't right about this wing of the mall. It looked fake. I heard the scrape of a chair, then another. I looked back. They were standing now, their posture rigid, like mannequins forced into motion. One of them tilted its head so far back it should have snapped. I didn't wait. I ran. Tables clattered behind me. I dove behind the counter and held my breath as the slow footsteps echoed, drawing closer, measured and deliberate, like they knew I had nowhere else to go. There was a side exit near the pretzel stand. I bolted, slammed through it, and suddenly I was outside. Parking lot, empty. The delivery app still open on my phone. Now read, order cancelled, location not found. I called more security. They said that the food court has been closed for weeks now for renovations. No one should have been there. I deleted the app the next morning, got a different phone, even changed numbers. But the weird part, I still get phantom vibrations, always at 12:47 a.m. It's probably nothing, but every time it happens, I don't check my phone. I just lie there and wait for it to pass. Because deep down, I'm scared that one night the app will reinstall itself.